The Flash trailer has dropped, and I gotta be honest, I was watching it and something was happening. I was getting excited, which is dangerous in the current state of the superhero genre. But it looks good. It looks like a celebration of DC films and a great setup for the future going forward. But right after the trailer ended, I looked up, and whose name did I see? James Gunn. A reminder that everything I was excited about here, me being excited about DC movies going forward and getting better, as they have been for a while now, that's futile. All that's futile. We know where this is headed, and that's what I want to talk about. And with that, welcome to Scoopman 5000, the only place to be. This is a brand new channel. We're going to talk shop about the state of the superhero genre. All opinions welcome, nothing off the table. Let's get it. Now, real quick, I want to get all my opinions out of the way, kind of going into all this reboot situation. We're gonna start with James Gunn. I like James Gunn. When Guardians of the Galaxy came out, it caught me at the right time. I thought it was brilliant. I saw it like 8 times in the movie theater. Guardians 2, I feel a lot of the same ways about. I think it's a beautiful movie. After all that, when James Gunn was fired, Disney dropped his ass without warning. I was so happy for him when DC scooped him up and we got the Suicide Squad. And the Suicide Squad, it's all right. It's got its moments and it's got a great cast. And I feel the same way about Peacemaker. No, it's mostly due to John Cena. Side note, John Cena should have been Shazam instead of this fucking guy. But overall, James Gunn has proven he can make the misfit team-up movie, and he's great at it. But that's all he's proven. He does his best with Polka Dot Man and Rocket Raccoon. I don't know about Batman and Superman and the importance that comes with those. So I'm a little skeptical when he was announced as the CEO. But this is before Henry Cavill, all that stuff, so I wasn't immediately turned off. Now I gotta get this out of the way. The Snyderverse, the DCEU, and listen, the Snyder style, the vision, say what you will, but it appeals to my sensibilities and what I like in superhero movies. I think he captures the heightened reality and the stakes and the seriousness that it feels like a comic book, but it doesn't admit how stupid comic books are. And to me, Ben Affleck is Batman. Henry Cavill is Superman. And you know what? Ben is Bruce, and Henry Cavill is Clark. And I'll never forget being excited in 2016. Batman vs. Superman was dropping. This is before I was jaded and cynical about all this stuff. And even more recently, only a year or two ago, Zack Snyder's Justice League dropped. It realized its potential that we all knew was locked behind the Warner Brothers vault. And I think beyond his movies, Snyder gets a lot of unnecessary hate. He kind of gets the blame for a lot of DC's problems. But to me, he seems like a genuine guy and someone who loves the genre and loves his characters and just wanted to do his take on it. But that's where I'm at going into this. With that out of the way, what's meant to replace the Snyder vision or the DCEU as a whole? And that's James Gunn. So as you know, our new CEO of DC Studios posted a few weeks ago his all-new DC Comics Cinematic Universe 2.0 reimagined reboot universe featuring James Gunn's Superman, James Gunn's Batman, James Gunn's Supergirl, James Gunn's Swamp Thing, James Gunn's Green Lantern, James Gunn's Waller. Wait, what? You mean this Waller? Aquaman? Why is this coming out after The Flash? I thought that was rebooting everything. So already, none of this makes a lot of sense to me, or at least I'm skeptical about it, and I can't even finish the video. But all right, so James Gunn is the new CEO. Okay, here's his new slate. I like all those comics. I think he picked a great assortment of comics that are really great examples of what DC is capable of. But then I saw this tweet reply, and it says something to the effect of, some characters will be the same, some will not. What does that even mean? And isn't that what DC's been trying to do this whole time anyway? Yeah, we don't like Ben Affleck, so let's just get Michael Keaton. Things like that. And what did the test audience say about that? No. Nuh-uh. And now here we go. Ben Affleck is back in Aquaman. But is he now? Because now we're post-reset. And James Gunn, in some other tweet, said it's a new Batman. It's a new actor. So is there a third Batman in this Aquaman movie? Do we get no Batman scene? Do we not get either one of these scenes where Batman walks up to Aquaman? That seems like a gigantic waste. And now I haven't even really mentioned Henry Cavill in all this. So we got him back for the post-credits, Black Adam, the long-awaited return of Superman. But nah. Oh, but he's got a scene in The Flash. Nah, that's getting scrapped too. Okay, but at least Jason Momoa seems happy. But hold on, he wants to be Lobo? But if some characters are the same, wouldn't Waller or Peacemaker or Aquaman in this new timeline be a little confused by this asshole looks like Aquaman? Even if it's animated Lobo, James Gunn said the same actors will cross over into live action. Is anyone confused yet, or is it just me? And now this is where I think the problem is. Going into all this news, James Gunn is the CEO, the DC Reboot. I don't think these are automatically bad things. But here we're getting no send-off to the current DCEU, and this new universe is going to be in that same universe. It's going to erase over it after The Flash, but it's going to keep a few things. And coincidentally, those things are the James Gunn characters of Waller and Peacemaker and Weasel, and also Aquaman, maybe. Or just Jason Momoa. And maybe Ezra Miller. Again, does this remind anyone of anything that we've seen before? Because to me, it seems like the same old DC. You guys remember Superman with no face? Or Superman with a mustache face? You know, it seems like a lot of this weird stuff happens when they're messing with Superman. And now we're getting rid of him. You know, the actor that everyone likes. You know, the Superman that's just now entering his prime as the definitive, comic accurate, hopeful Superman. He smiles, he's got the spit curl, he's got the trunks, he's ripping the chest. This is Superman. You know, we started him off in Man of Steel, and he was dark and he didn't know his place in the world. We got to Batman vs. Superman, he faced his adversity. He's coming out of it now, and he's Superman. He's Clark Kent. But no, we're getting rid of him. We can't even get a send-off to him in The Flash because we're removing him from The Flash. But now what are we gonna do? I mean, we have Supergirl in that movie. Brand new for this movie, brand new character. And she looks good, actually. Again, I really like the Flash trailer, and I want to be excited for it. And I guess she's going to have her own movie, right? That's what James Gunn said. But no, she's getting erased. Just like Michael Keaton and or / Ben Affleck. Supergirl's going away. So the James Gunn Supergirl is also going to get recast from this character we just got introduced to in this movie. Is going to have one movie in the current year, and then we're going to get another Supergirl a couple years down. Totally different. So why should we care about this movie? And that's my main problem. And I know I keep saying that, but you either reboot or you don't reboot. Because right now what we're getting is a similar thing to Joss Whedon coming in on Justice League. He's going to reshoot it. He's going to make it a bit lighter and funnier. You know, it's a reboot in a way, but it's keeping some of the same elements. And we know, we have Justice League as an example. We know the unaltered path, the original vision, was so much better than the outcome we got when they meddled with it. And now listen, we're so far removed from Justice League, and, you know, I guess the next step was supposed to be Black Adam. I thought it was a positive step going forward, but nobody saw it. It didn't make its $1 billion. Warner Brothers pulled the classic overreacting card and gave the entire keys to the kingdom to James Gunn. So that's where we're at, even though we previously gave the keys to the castle to Zack Snyder and we regretted it. And James Gunn made a lot less money for Warner Brothers than Zack Snyder ever did. It's not really making a lot of sense. And there's a lot of cracks I'm already kind of seeing and similar decision making from Warner Bros. DC before we're even in this new universe. It's looking less like a reboot and more like some kind of exquisite corpse. So I wanted to come on here. That's my statement. My State of the Union on the DC Universe. I really was inspired to make this because I thought the Flash trailer looked really good. Now, if that movie comes out, it's not good. I still think a lot of this applies. I think we have a lot of good in the DCEU, and we were building slowly, but we were getting there to a really good universe. And it was removed from Zack Snyder. I'm not saying we need to keep him, but his elements and his characters that were introduced, we're using them in this new way. But now it's all getting erased. Or is it? Only what James Gunn likes, I guess. With all that in mind, what do you guys think? Can you even get excited for The Flash? Are you looking forward to this new James Gunn universe? At the end of the day, I just want DC to succeed. I want it to be an institution. I think these are such iconic characters that have so many good stories, and I want people to respect that on the level they do Iron Man, Captain America. You already know the deal. But with all this empty promise, kind of weird disrespect and studio interference, we've seen all this before, and it seems to be stronger than ever. Let me know what you guys think of all this, whichever side of the fence you fall on. I want that kind of discussion, and I want to tackle different topics in the superhero genre, especially some Marvel I want to get into eventually. But we're going to stay on DC as well. That's my bread and butter. I love the DC universe, and like I said, I want it to succeed. But that's going to do it for this one. If you guys like action figures, collectibles, make sure you check out my other channel. I'm going to drop some new videos on there soon. And thanks for watching.